It's as heavy as a gun. If 115 had traded his weapon for this one, Khalil would still be alive.
Welcome to Thug is a Lifestyle, where we unpack the reality behind the phrase, the hate you give is more than just words. It's a lived experience. I'm your host, and in this series, we're diving deep into what it means to move through the world as a Black person, navigating judgment and discrimination. Inspired by Angie Thomas's groundbreaking novel, The Hate You Give, we'll use literature as a mirror for real-life stories, stories of struggle, resistance, and hope. Take a second to watch a clip from the movie The Hate You Give.
It's thug life. The hate you give little infants.
F's everybody. I know what it stands for. What do you think it means?
I think it's about us.
Us who?
Black people, poor people, everybody at the bottom.
Aren't you on it? Pac was trying to school us on how the system's designed against us. Why else you think so many people in our neighborhood deal?
They need the money.
Yeah. And ain't no real jobs around here. So they fall into the trap.
Today's episode is all about how the world sees us and how those perceptions shapes our life. We'll hear firsthand accounts from people that have been profiled, misunderstood, and even endangered just for existing all over the world. We'll sit down with community leaders and activists digging into the history and psychology of being under constant scrutiny. And we'll connect it all to The Hate You Give, exploring how Star's journey in the book reflects the realities we face every day.
Officer in need of assistance from Animal Control.
Our first story comes from DeAndre, who shares what it's like to be stopped by police for fitting a description and how that moment changed the way they move through the world. Listen closely, not just to the words, but to the strength it takes to tell them.
Open my door because my window don't work, right? Okay. And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all, and then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right.
Stop fighting.
Put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
These aren't just isolated incidents, they're echoes of the system built on prejudice. One that teaches Black people to be cautious, to always be aware, to code switch in hopes of avoiding danger. But in our communities, we also find joy, resilience, and power. Throughout The Hate You Give, Star struggles with her identity. She's caught between two roads, searching for a voice. Her story reminds us resistance is an act of hope. Every time we speak up, share our truth, or support each other, we push back against the hate society gives. Now let's hear from you, our listeners. This week we feature stories and poems submitted by our community. Your voices remind us that we're not alone, and together we are powerful.
To your flag of the United States of America, and to your republic, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for who? For you? For some? Not for us. Not for our people, so please stop saying we equal with your flag of red, white, and blue in one hand. You beat us, until we're black and blue with the other beat us, until we're none beat us, until we can't walk straight, then you put us in chains if we lucky. But for the ones of us who aren't so lucky, you tell us to put our hands up as some type of sick tribute to your privilege. And then you pull the trigger into our bodies laid down on your ground. Pull the trigger until your clip is empty. Pull the trigger until we make your evening news. And then when our children cry, we have to look our children in the eyes and tell them that they have to be cautious. That when they walk your streets, they have to do so in fear, that they have to spend an entirety of their life looking over their shoulder, because you will hunt them down and you will bury them, either in a prison system that aims to disenfranchise them or the dirt beneath their feet. And this is all because of that same racism that you love to say no longer exists. But we all know that same racism is the reason that when we want to put a hood on, we resist. The reason that when we go to get these jobs, we're dismissed at the door. The reason that when we go to shop, we're watched in your stores. That racism is the reason that us saying your Pledge of Allegiance feels a lot like a root canal, or a whip's impact against our flesh, or a baton to our head, or a bullet in our back, or tear gas at a Black Lives Matter protest. That racism is the reason that 3 women clenched their purses as I walked through the entrance of this very building. It hurts that I have to remember that the system I was born into was built to work against me. Hurts that I have to remember. Hurts that I have to remember. Hurts that I have to... Hurts that I actually have to remember that you will happily invest more money into the preservation of wildlife than you ever will into the preservation of Black life. Let me ask y'all a question. When y'all turn on your TVs and witness another Black body laid out on your concrete, what do y'all see? Another murder? Another sad story? Another funeral? Do you see the aftermath? I see another child that lost their father, another single woman trying to raise a man, another broken home, which leads to another child that grows up and suffers the same fate as their father, which means another Black woman that outlives her adolescent son. This country practices a culture that lacks equal rights for Blacks, and we love to say that Black don't crack. Meanwhile, y'all shatter our melanin like glass. My back breaks for everybody you lay at our feet, for every memory I try to erase within your war zones. Late nights revealed that my PTSD has found its way to the surface. And my hate for this country reminds me that I'm far from patriotic, so it's a little ironic that...
As we wrap up, here are some steps you can take right now. Challenge stereotypes when you hear them. Support Black-owned businesses. Check in on your friends and use our hashtag Thug Lifestyle Podcast to share your experiences. Change starts with conversation, but it moves with action. I'm your host, Farah Allen. Thank you for joining us on Thug is a Lifestyle. We'll be back next week with more stories, more truth, and more reasons to keep fighting and thriving. Until then, stay strong, stay proud, and remember, the hate you give can never define the love and power we built together.